Tyler police are asking for help after a shooting at Southwest Pines Apartments left one person hospitalized. What we know this morning, just ahead. And the father of NFL star Patrick Mahomes is back in jail after violating his probation, and now he could face jail time. 2,500 dogs compete, but only one comes out the top dog. The results from the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show still ahead here on Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus.
And today will be the coolest day in our 7-day forecast as we introduce some very, very mild air. We'll take a look at that 7-day forecast coming up. So stay right there because Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus starts right now.
Together, we're putting East Texas first. You're watching Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus.
Just after 7 o'clock this morning, the family of 11-year-old Easton Roper is speaking out after a tragic ATV accident that cut his life short. The Troop middle schooler was found pinned under a four-wheeler on Friday evening on a trail that he rode every day. His parents are now urging all riders, even skilled ones, to prioritize safety. We'll hear from them in just a few moments. Good morning, y'all. I'm Dana Dixon. Jesus Martinez is on assignment. We're so glad you're joining us here on CBS 19 Plus. We've made it halfway through the work week, Joel.
We have.
And it's looking nice outside. Yesterday morning, really kind of cloudy, and outside this morning gives you kind of a pep in your step as you head out.
Right. It went from mid to hey.
I love it.
It's so much better. Yeah, we're in for some very nice weather as we head into the next several days. Temperatures this morning definitely a little bit on the chilly side. But man, those clear skies, they're just beautiful out there. 42 degrees, the current temperature in Tyler, but it also feels like 39 with a north-northeast wind at 5 miles per hour. We'll continue to hang on to those clear skies into the rest of today. 37 in Marshall and Carthage, also 36 in Jefferson, 37 in Athens, 42 in Tyler, and 37 the reported temperature in Palestine. We'll get out of the 30s and 40s and eventually make a run for the 50s to close to 60 degrees for the afternoon. Again, we'll have lots of sunshine overhead, not really watching for any clouds today or the next few days here. This is going to be the start of our warming trend into Thursday and watch Friday. 78 degrees, more weather like that will be on the way for the next few days. I'll show you how long that'll last coming up in your 7-day forecast.
It's a thing of beauty. All right. Thanks so much, Joel. Well, Tyler police are trying to find the person who shot and injured another person at an apartment complex. The shooting happened at Southwest Pines Apartment shortly before 5:30 last night. When police got there, they found one person who'd been shot. Investigators tell us the two people involved knew each other. The victim was taken to the hospital while the suspect took off. Right now, police are asking anyone in this area to check their security cameras, and if you have information, to give them a call. 10 people are safe this morning after a house fire in Smith County. Now, this was the scene just after 7:30 last night. Firefighters called to a home on Hillendale Road after a back porch fire quickly spread into the attic and roof. Now, this is just west of Tyler off of Highway 31. The family escaped without any injuries and even had time to move their vehicles out of danger. According to Nikki Simmons with Smith County ESD2, the popping sounds that were heard were ammunition inside a gun safe. This emphasizes the importance, she says, of telling firefighters if there's any ammo inside of a home.
Seeing a lot of that here in the last few days, these wind conditions, despite that ice storm that we had, there's a lot of growth on the ground. We're seeing things spread quickly. With these fires, the wind can pick anything up.
It was like big thuds. It sounded like somebody slamming a car door next to the house or kicking at my door, the side door of my house. That's what it sounded like. And but you know, I'm like 4 or 5 houses from here on the other street, so it was just kind of muffled sound. When I got down here, it was all kinds of crackling going on.
The Smith County Fire Marshal's office is leading this investigation. Right now, an East Texas family is grieving after a tragic ATV accident took the life of their 11-year-old boy. CBS 19's Robert De La Garza shares how the Troop community is rallying around this family and the message that they're sharing with others.
Just steps away from their home in Troop.
Now this was their trail, they just come down through here.
Is where Doyle Roper says his son Easton would ride these trails on his four-wheeler.
I think he hit this hole and it shook it, and then it flew him off of there, and then the four-wheeler came and got on top of him.
Doyle and his wife Amanda say 11-year-old Easton had a knack for building and loved the outdoors.
Yeah, he'd get off school bus, go in there and change his school clothes and get on the four-wheeler and take off. And that's just what he did.
But last Friday when he didn't come home, they had a gut feeling that something was wrong.
It was the worst day of my life.
Amanda found Easton under his four-wheeler, pinned.
I'm broken, being the one that found him, and then I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't lift up the damn four-wheeler. It's like I cry like crazy, and then there's times where I can't cry.
Just the day before, she says he crawled in their bed, calling it the best day of his life.
And I'm grateful that we had that night together.
Now, missing out on a lifetime of milestones.
And I think he's fixing to come back through that door just any minute. I'm going to see him walking out of them woods in a second, you know. And I ain't seen him yet.
The Ropers now warn parents and children to prioritize safety because even skilled riders aren't untouchable.
Kind of an example of what can happen to you if you go too fast. Don't think you're going to fall off and sometimes get back up. And sometimes you don't get to back up you.
The community has since rallied behind them, helping with funeral arrangements.
I know I got two other babies that still need me right now, and I got to keep going. And because I know he's watching, and he's going to help me make it and watch over them.
The same trails that Easton loved riding across the street from home.
I want to get across and, you know, something to remember him by here, because this is where God called him home, is from this spot.
Now overlook the cemetery, where he'll be laid to rest. For CBS 19, I'm Robert De La Garza.
It's 8 minutes after 7 now. The father of NFL quarterback Patrick Mahomes is back in jail after he reportedly violated his probation. Prosecutors tell us that Pat Mahomes Sr. was taken into custody yesterday. Court records show the alleged violation involves alcohol use, triggered by a high reading on his court-ordered ankle monitor on New Year's Day. Despite negative results from follow-up urine test, the district attorney proceeded to revoke his probation. Mahomes is serving a 5-year probation sentence for a DWI conviction from last year. Now that the probation has been revoked, he could face up to 10 years in prison. Mahomes has the right to a hearing to challenge the allegations. At this time, court records do not show a date for a hearing. Taking a live look now over Washington, D.C. this morning, former President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton will testify on camera later this month in a House investigation into the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The former president, seen in several photos in the Epstein case files, has acknowledged flying on Epstein's jet several times, but denied knowledge of his crimes. Meanwhile, it is the Trump administration facing new questions. Survivors say the Justice Department failed to redact their personal information and identities, as well as photos. The brother and sister-in-law of a late Epstein survivor spoke to CBS Mornings.
There's one very big piece of the Department of Justice that's missing here, and it's that keyword justice. They didn't actively want their names being released, and they're actively being released by our DOJ, and that creates a huge safety risk for survivors out there.
The Department of Justice says it is working around the clock with attorneys to check those redactions and to check those files. The ex-husband of former First Lady Jill Biden is accused of murdering his current wife. Police say they found the body of 64-year-old Linda Stevenson inside a home in Newcastle, Delaware in December. A grand jury indicted 77-year-old William Stevenson for murder. On Tuesday, he appeared in court and a judge ordered him held on a $500,000 bond. Stevenson was married to Biden from 1970 until their divorce in 1975. 7:10, time for your morning headlines, starting in Arizona, where the search continues for Nancy Guthrie. Today's show host, Savannah Guthrie's mother, who was reported missing on Sunday. And yesterday it was revealed a ransom note was sent to a local Arizona news station containing specific details about the 84-year-old's home and what she was wearing on the night of her abduction. The legitimacy of that note, though, has yet to be verified. U.S. forces shot down an Iranian drone that flew towards a U.S. aircraft carrier. According to military officials, the drone aggressively approached the USS Abraham Lincoln as it sailed in the Arabian Sea yesterday. The drone was shot down by a U.S. fighter jet, and no service members were injured. Just in time for this weekend's big Super Bowl game, PepsiCo is slashing prices on some of its most popular snacks like Doritos, Lay's, Cheetos, and Tostitos. The company says the 15% drop in retail prices was sparked by customer complaints over cost. And check this out, there's a new top dog. Penny the Doberman Pinscher was named Best in Show at the 2026 Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show. Emerging from the working group, Penny beat out nearly 2,500 other canines spread across 7 different groups containing more than 200 breeds. She's the 42nd female and 5th Doberman to win the top prize at Westminster. Well, what looks like a simple game night is actually changing lives. Up next, see how a game of mahjong is helping Dallas kids heal and thrive. Welcome back. 7:13 now in consumer news. The supply of cattle in the U.S. has reached a 75-year low, forcing some meat processors to take a financial hit. Data from the Department of Agriculture shows the price of beef rose more than 16% in 2025. Tyson Foods covers about a fifth of the country's meat supply. It says it lost $319 million during the final quarter of last year. Looking ahead, Tyson Foods predicts that it could lose up to $500 million in beef business by the end of its fiscal year in September. The cattle shortage means processors will ultimately have to pay higher prices. The Small Business Administration says green card holders will no longer be able to apply for loans through the agency's 7A program starting on March 1st. The new guidance requires that business applicants be U.S. citizens or U.S. nationals with chief residence in the U.S. or other legal territories in order to be able to apply for a loan of up to $5 million. Previously, up to 5% of a small business could be owned by a foreign national or legal permanent resident and could still legally qualify for a loan. A spokesperson for the agency says the move is intended to create job opportunities for U.S. citizens, and critics say the new rule could hamper entrepreneurship. It's a game night with a purpose. Women gather around the table, laughing and strategizing, not just for fun, but to make a real difference in the lives of children in need. CBS's Bo Evans shares more.
You get together and you mix and match these tiles to make different hands, almost like playing cards in a way.
It's a little bit dominoes, a little bit poker, but if you've never played mahjong before, you probably have no idea what these women are doing. But Laura Black says it's easy enough to pick up.
You don't have to be a good player. The very first time I came to mahjong for a mission, I didn't know how to play, and I still had a great time.
She won today's practice round. The group is getting ready for this year's Mahjong for a Mission, an annual fundraising event for Dallas Children's Advocacy Center. It's a fun event for an incredibly difficult cause.
What we actually handle here at DCAC is the most severe abuse imaginable. So anything that has elevated to the criminal level. So that's sexual abuse, that is severe neglect or physical abuse, that is children who have been trafficked, and that is children who have witnessed a homicide.
The organization helped provide what they call bringing together a multidisciplinary team to nearly 10,000 children in Dallas County last year.
Which means that we bring together CPS, law enforcement, medical professionals, therapy individuals, and advocacy groups to surround the child and the family after the abuse has taken place.
That kind of all-encompassing care is expensive, which is why they have fundraisers like Mahjong for a Mission. Last year, the event raised $90,000, which provides care to 12 children. Laura, who also volunteers at the center, knows change starts small, but saw how specialized care can be life-changing for the children.
Knowing that she started coming and being afraid, and as she had her therapy sessions here, you could tell she became less afraid. She became more confident, and that shows that what they're doing here at DCAC works.
In Dallas, Bo Evans, CBS News, Texas.
What a great program.
Yeah, cool.
All right, it's time to get to our question of the day. You're trying to stay cozy today because we did get a little cold out there and you don't feel like going out for dinner. Soup it is. Yeah, Today is National Homemade Soup Day. So we wanted to know, of course, what your favorite soup is to make at home.
Oh, I've never made soup before. I've never made soup for myself. I've always had it like in a can or something.
Let me just tell you, when you make it, so much better.
Oh, I'm sure.
Okay,
I'm
but
sure.
what is your favorite soup maybe that was made at home for you growing up?
Oh, chicken noodle soup.
Chicken noodle soup?
Oh, totally. Yeah, my grandma would make some really good chicken noodle soup when I'm sick.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
I have never been a huge fan. You know why? Because it reminds me of being sick. I don't know.
That's
it's like the connection. You eat chicken noodle soup when you're sick, and I still do, but that's what it's used for.
And then you just think back.
It's healing, right? It feels that way at least. For me, I like chicken tortilla soup. It's definitely a favorite. More the broth-based one. There's the chicken enchilada is more like the reddish. I like the more like brothy kind.
Gotcha.
People are definitely weighing in. On my Facebook page, Charles says zuppa toscana. I don't know what that is, Charles.
I'm not sure. That sounds really fancy, though.
Amazing. And then Lance is going with chicken and dumplings. I wasn't sure if that was a soup or not.
There is a chicken and dumpling soup out there.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I've had it. It's not bad.
It is, has some like substancy, soupy qualities to it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We were talking about this yesterday. Is chili a soup?
Oh, no. I have no idea. Honestly, I don't feel like it's that, like,
it's
soupy.
Its own category.
I feel like, I don't know, I feel like there has to be some sort of, like, liquidiness. I guess there is a little bit of liquid, but
there
like,
is if you make it with beans,
it's
they're
more
going
viscous.
A little more liquidy, but
yeah, it's a little bit more viscous.
I think it's a perfect day for soup, because in fact it is kind of chilly out there today.
It is, yeah. Definitely want to bundle up on your way out this morning. Temperatures in the upper 30s to low 40s, but that's about it. We are looking at some beautiful conditions that will not affect your traffic this morning. Things are looking nice and dry on I-20, nice and quiet. 2 hours over to Dallas and an hour and 30 minutes over into Shreveport. We also have 2.5 hours up to Denison, hour and 30 minutes down south into Lufkin. Pretty standard numbers on US 69 as well. 55 minutes at this point from Jacksonville to Nacogdoches, as well as Tyler to Palestine, Tyler to Longview if you're heading there. 40 minutes. Tyler to Athens, you're going to be about 45 minutes for that as well. CBS19 live radar is pretty clear for the most part. Looks like it's starting to pick up just a little bit in the way of some ground clutter, but that is about it. Nothing in the skies, luckily, and current visibility is not looking too bad either. 10 miles of visibility all across the board here. We're not expecting anything in the way of fog to impact you this morning. I am giving you the green light for this morning and through this afternoon. Again, bundle up out there, upper 30s and low 40s, upper 50s, low 60s for the afternoon. Absolutely gorgeous to get out on the roadways.
All right, thank you, Joel. Well, the basketball court is on fire right now. One team claiming a district crown. And we've got highlights from the best hoops action across East Texas. Don't miss it. Next in sports.
It's time for CBS19 Sports.
This is the biggest basketball game in East Texas.
They are fun to watch.
Through for a huge district win.
A runaway train. She gets the hoop. Same spot. Why not?
sports fans. Dan Millay and Jimmy Searfoss with y'all here to recap Tip-Off Tuesday and some of the best basketball in East Texas.
Yeah, Dan, this is really the best day of the week, and we're seeing some of the best teams and a team win a district championship last night. Let's hop right into it.
Starting West Rusk, Raiders trailing Troop 29-23 at the start of the third quarter. Emotions were running high last night. Case in point, how about Camontre McGregor gets the and one to fall, and he's letting the Tigers know about it later on. Cameron Brown goes baseline. Easy deuce for number 4. Let's keep an eye on him because this time Brown spots up for a wing. 3-ball bottom. And again, these Raiders are fired up. Look at them. Look at them. Troop looking to respond. They'll do it with a 3 of their own, courtesy of KJ Hamilton, and he blows some kisses for the Tigers fans in the stands. On the other end, McGregor can't convert, but Brown's there to clean things up, almost like that was the plan all along. West Rusk keeps the pressure on, poking it away. Tucker Heathcote gets the transition layup to go, but we're going back and forth. You got to put a hand up for KJ Hamilton, or else he'll do that. How about another corner 3 ball? And speaking of transition, though, we saw it last time. It was Heathcote. This time it's Brown, full head of steam, throws it down. Troop ahead of 42-38 as we began the fourth quarter, and the Tigers went on to win 56-52.
He's firing me up. Hey, let's get out to White House. Going into this one, the girls were a perfect 33-0. Best record in the state. They had the Hallsville Lady Cats in the building, and one Lady Cat was giving them a ton of problems. How about Kaysen Farrell, 6'1", using every inch of it. She was an absolute menace in the paint there. Later on, there she is again. Good defense turns into good offense. Sanders here with the bucket. Hallsville putting up a good fight early. Then there's Farrell again. Absolute nightmare in the paint. This one's close early. White House fighting for points. Tries to go over Farrell. Then Hallsville tries to pass it through Farrell. No good either. White House ends up with the bucket there. Number 4 for 2. White House caps off the opening quarter with a bucket from beyond the arc from one of their stars. Taylor Morris, welcome to the ball game. White House takes this one 53-21.
Over in Kilgore, we had a classic battle of the Bulldogs with Carthage in town. Off and out of bounds set early. Make way for the lefty. Bryson Price barrels his way in for 2. This kid, he's an athlete, folks. He's an athlete. Home team punches back. DeAndre Thurmond, powering his way through the defense, gets that floater to fall. For Carthage, Chase Harris misses in close, but Caden Gordon puts it back up. And he'll go ahead and go to work. Big man on the other end. Kason Brooks flips it to Dre Sanders. Somebody in the crowd said, shoot it. Dre said, all right, give me 3 of them things. Bulldogs in red match it, though. This is Jay Lewis converting from the corner. Hand down, man down. Kilgore trying to break a scoreless streak. They get it in close to Thurmond. Gets it to go over a couple of defenders. Home team on a run now. And how about these next finishes from Kason Brooks? Up and around, up, down and around. He went everywhere to get that 2 to go. Then slashing through the defense, Brooks converts with the left hand. Kilgore up 14-10 after a quarter. They would go on to win it 65-51.
He's balling in a turtleneck. Dan, you know what I love?
What?
I love a band at a basketball game. Legacy showing up for senior night at the girls' basketball game against Rockwall. Seniors getting to work early. First try, no good. Second try, how about Nicole Baldwin, the senior, believing in second chances? Baldwin again with the possession. This one's putting a smile on coach's face. Ball movement, people, getting in the hands of Armani Walker, finishing in the paint for 2. And you know what? Let's just get the ball right back to her. You know, first try, no good. Second try, she believes, and second chances too. She's just a sophomore. She's going to be a menace for a while. Let's go later. Kick it out to AJ Crawford. Easy money from beyond. And there goes a little smile. It's okay. You can have fun out there. I promise. No one's going to bite. Rockwall trying to stay in this one late. Natalie Barrett pushing her way inside. It's ugly, but it is good. Miss Baldwin puts this one on ice, though. Yes, ma'am. From deep. Time expiring. That's her last shot at home as a Red Raider in the regular season. Legacy takes it 35-29 to win at least a piece of the state championship. Now, there's a few things that need to happen for them to take that state championship. North Forney needed to lose last night. Okay. Not sure if that happened. Straight up, not sure if that happened yet. But if they go ahead and beat Forney later on in their next game, they can go ahead and take on the full state champion or district championship.
We'll stay tuned for that. But for now, that's all we got. Morning, y'all. Back to y'all.
Thanks, guys. We're about to step away for a moment while we break into our over-the-air broadcast with the news update for you. So stay with us. We'll be right back on CBS 19+. Good morning, y'all. I'm Dana Dixon. Thanks for being with us for this morning news update. Tyler police are trying to find the suspect who shot and injured a person at an apartment complex. Now, the shooting happened at Southwest Pines Apartments on Walton Road shortly before 5:30 last night. When police got there, they found one person shot. Investigators tell us the two people involved knew each other. The victim was taken to the hospital while the suspect took off. Right now, police are asking anyone in this area to check their security cameras. And if you have information, give them a call. 10 people are safe this morning after a house fire in Smith County. Firefighters were called to a home on Hillendale Road after a back porch fire quickly spread into the attic and roof. This is just west of Tyler off of Highway 31. The family escaped without injuries. According to Nikki Simmons with Smith County ESD2, the popping sounds heard were ammunition inside a gun safe, which is why it's important to tell firefighters if ammo's inside.
Seeing a lot of that here in the last few days, these wind conditions, despite that ice storm that we had. There's a lot of growth on the ground. We're seeing things spread quickly. With these fires, the wind can pick anything up.
The Smith County Fire Marshal's office is leading this investigation. The father of NFL quarterback Patrick Mahomes is back in jail after he reportedly violated his probation. Prosecutors tell us Pat Mahomes Sr. was taken into custody yesterday. Court records showing the alleged violation involves alcohol use triggered by a high reading on his court-ordered ankle monitor on New Year's Day. Despite negative results from follow-up urine test, the district attorney proceeded to revoke his probation. Mahomes is serving a 5-year probation sentence for a DWI last year. He could now face up to 10 years in prison. Mahomes has the right to a hearing to challenge the allegations. Well, if you're hoping to send your children to private school, listen up. Today, parents can begin applying for the voucher program. If accepted, students can get up to $10,000 a year for tuition and expenses. Students with disabilities can receive up to $30,000. The program goes into effect next school year, but enrollment starts today. All right, let's get over to Joel now and an update on our cooler temperatures this morning.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we got some beautiful forecasted temperatures here for the next several days. Today is likely going to be the coolest day in our 7-day forecast here. Temperatures aiming for the upper 50s, lots of clear skies overhead. That will continue to be the case into the next couple of days. 50s for today. Will drop down into the low 30s into Thursday morning before making a run for the middle to upper 60s for the afternoon. Still lots of sunshine here. High pressure is in control here. Upper 30s and low 40s for Friday. Watch what happens into Friday afternoon as temperatures climb to the middle to upper 70s. Would not be too terribly surprised to even see some 80s on the board here. 7-day forecast shows some very, very mild temperatures. 20 or so degrees above average. Our average, we should be in the 60s, low 60s. Instead, we're making a run for the 60s and even upper 70s. By the time we get to Friday, 70s continue into Saturday and Super Bowl Sunday, 78 degrees. Next chance of rain will arrive Tuesday into Wednesday.
Welcome back to Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus. This is what's coming up in our second half hour. A possible ransom note is now part of the investigation into the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. We have the latest developments on the search for the mother of the Today Show host. And stray dogs are taking over Rusk County streets, and residents say it's more than a nuisance. Up next, what's behind the problem and how leaders plan to tackle the issue.
And big ridge of high pressure is going to be on the way, and we're going to be seeing temperatures well above average before we introduce our next chance of rain in the next week. I'm covering it all in your forecast coming up later this half hour.
Together, we're putting East Texas first. You're watching Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus.
Good morning, y'all. I'm Dana Dixon. Thanks so much for staying with us here on CBS 19 Plus. A former Overton ISD coach is facing criminal charges in Rusk County following an incident involving a 7th grade student. 30-year-old Zachary Joseph Griffin Guidry was arrested last week and charged with injury to a child. Officials say the incident occurred January 14th during basketball practice at Overton High School. According to the arrest document, surveillance video shows Griffin Guidry grabbing the student's ear, twisting it, and forcing her head to the side. The video shows him walking across the court while still holding her ear, and the student was seen crying on camera. She later told her parents that her ears burned and she was in pain. Superintendent Larry Calhoun confirmed that Griffin Guidry is no longer employed with the district. The student's parents asked authorities to press charges. The Palestine Police Department makes a major arrest following a search warrant. Officers searched a home and found meth, THC extract, and drug paraphernalia, along with a large supply of weapons, which included multiple firearms, suppressors, ammunition, and tactical vests with body armor. The man, identified as 39-year-old Adam Trussell, is a convicted felon who legally is barred from possessing firearms or body armor. Trussell was arrested and booked into the Anderson County Jail and is facing multiple drug and weapons charges now. Well, investigators have given us an update about the Smith County house that caught fire twice over the weekend. Investigators determined that the initial fire started near the chimney while the fireplace was being used, allowing flames to escape into the attic. The second blaze that engulfed the house was a rekindling of that earlier fire. No injuries were reported, but the home is a total loss. Stray dogs have taken over neighborhoods in Rusk County, and officials warn that the problem could turn dangerous. Ayanna Aird tells us how the community and county leaders are teaming up to find a solution.
Nobody has to tell any of you the problem that we have.
A problem many residents in Rusk County say has gone on far too long.
The problem is we have too many stray dogs, not enough shelters to take them to.
Residents say stray and feral dogs have created safety concerns and have placed added strain on law enforcement. Kathy Ward was one of several residents who spoke during public comment.
Because I'm experiencing it. I have dogs that have showed up at my house because the man down the street went to prison and left 10 dogs behind.
Residents share a common goal, finding a long-term solution.
And I feel like the problem isn't going away. We can't just rescue our way out of the problem. And I feel like we need a comprehensive plan. And so I came to help advocate for solution.
Elizabeth Gabriel says the problem has affected daily life and left many feeling unsafe in their own neighborhoods.
We can't take our dogs for walks. I would not go for a walk around the block or down the street with my grandkids because I don't feel safe doing that, and that's not right.
In Overton here at this Dairy Queen over the weekend, a woman was attacked by a pack of dogs, but she was able to defend herself using pepper spray. This attack was just one example of a bigger issue many say has been building up for years.
I'm an animal lover, but I also know we're not going to save them all. And I know our greater responsibility is to our citizens, to our human citizens, not just to the pets.
Sheriff John Wayne Valdez says stray dogs are the #1 call his department receives, calling it a serious public safety issue. He proposed the need for repurposed facilities and community engagement.
We need the community to have some skin in the game. This isn't just my problem. This isn't just the Commissioner's Court problem. This is all of our problem.
In Rusk County, I'm Ayanna Aird.
The next committee meeting will be March 3rd, and leaders say they'll start setting a timeline and exploring possible facility options and funding solutions to address the county-wide issue. 7:37 now. If you're hoping to send your children to private school, listen up, parents. Today, you can begin applying for the voucher program. Now, this program, called the Education Savings Account, was approved last year. Parents can get assistance with paying for private school using public dollars. If accepted, each student will get up to $10,000 a year for tuition and expenses. Students with disabilities can receive up to $30,000. The program goes into effect next school year, but enrollment starts today. The frantic search for Today Show co-host Savannah Guthrie's mother continues this morning in Tucson, Arizona. And now the Sheriff's Department tells CBS News that it is investigating a possible ransom note along with some other leads. Authorities say they believe the 84-year-old was abducted from her home sometime late Saturday night into the early Sunday morning hours. CBS News' Jared Hill has more.
We don't know where she is. Critical questions as the search for Nancy Guthrie, mom of Today Show co-host Savannah Guthrie, stretches into a fourth day.
We do believe that Nancy was taken from her home against her will.
Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos confirms to CBS News an apparent ransom note sent to a local TV station is now a part of the investigation. In it, specific details about the 84-year-old's home and what she was wearing the night she went missing, but he would not confirm its authenticity.
It's like any piece of evidence. You give it to us. You give us a lead. We're going to look at every aspect of that lead and work it as a lead.
TMZ says it also received a note demanding millions of dollars in Bitcoin, forwarding it to the sheriff. This as CBS News cameras captured what appears to be a small amount of blood outside of Nancy Guthrie's house. Nanos says a little bit of blood was found inside the home as well.
We've submitted all kinds of samples for DNA, and we've gotten some back, but nothing to indicate any suspects.
The FBI is assisting, conducting interviews and analyzing local cell phone data. The agency also asking for the public's help.
Every lead and tip is important. We are aggressively pursuing and looking into every single one.
As the search continues, the sheriff says he does not believe the broader community is in danger. Jared Hill, CBS News.
The Pima County Sheriff's Department and the FBI have set up a tip line for information that could help with this search. Savannah Guthrie was scheduled to cover the Winter Olympics next week. She has since pulled out of that coverage. By a vote of 217 to 214, the House passed a funding bill to end the partial government shutdown yesterday. The legislation includes 5 full-year spending bills and only a short-term funding extension for the Department of Homeland Security, as Democrats demand reforms to ICE policies following the fatal shootings of 2 Minneapolis residents. President Trump is expected to sign the bill soon. Democrats have less than 2 weeks to reach a deal with Republicans about reforming ICE before funding for Homeland Security runs out. Residents in one Texas beach town are dealing with a stinky problem: dead fish. Over the weekend, thousands of them floated to the surface of Laguna Madre near South Padre Island. A wildlife expert says they are mostly striped mullets, which are usually used as bait. The fish were killed by last week's frigid weather. First, they sank to the bottom of the water, and then they started floating to the top.
The seagulls and the pelicans were just going crazy right out here in front of the dock. And then when we looked, we could see hundreds, thousands of little fish floating on the water, and the birds were going after them.
Crews have spent the week collecting dead fish, and experts say the cleanup could take several weeks. If your family relies on the SNAP program, there may be some new work requirements that you need to know about this morning. Some SNAP recipients may be required to work, volunteer, or take part in job training for at least 80 hours a month. Now, if not, they will be limited to just 3 months of benefits over 3 years. And automatic exemptions no longer apply to veterans and the homeless. In Texas, more than 3.4 million people receive federal food assistance through SNAP. But now many worry how the revamped work requirements could impact them. 741 now, 2 East Texans are taking a front row seat and shaping the future of child care in Texas. One of the appointed, Jeff Austin III of White House, is a chairman of Austin Bank, Texas. Joining him is Nancy Wyndham of Nacogdoches, Regional Economic Development Advisor for the Texas Forest Country Partnership. Governor Greg Abbott has appointed them to a new task force to tackle the biggest challenges facing Texas families, that is. Everything from child care costs to program quality and more. We all know that Sunday won't just be about football, it's also about the food, right? And this year, you can score by paying less for at least one Super Bowl party staple. That's good news, right? CBS's Christian Benavides takes a look at the pricing spread on some of the most popular food items.
At Duffy's Sports Grill in Miami Beach, Stephanie Langford told us Super Bowl Sunday she'll be at a sports bar cheering on New England.
If it's my team, if it's the Patriots, I got to be out and make people mad.
Still, she and Seahawks fans will likely be sharing the same game day snack favorites.
Wings, I like fried mushrooms, nachos.
Jesse Gavilanes will be at the bar too, with his own game plan.
I like spicy wings. So I have to be at buffalo and spicy. We start out a little soft and then head on to the spiciness.
Chicken wings are the most popular item on the menu at Duffy's, Florida's largest family-owned sports bar chain.
Annually, we sell about 6.4 million wings. So if you line those up, end to end, you could go from here to Jacksonville.
So it is no surprise that this Sunday is also their big game day. Duffy CEO Joe Webb.
Before the game, it's all pickup. We're sending thousands of wings home with people, and then it changes where everybody wants to be inside.
Some wing enthusiasts may see a price break.
Chicken's down because we produced about 2.5% more chicken last year than the year before. So lots of chicken out there in the market.
Wells Fargo economist Michael Swanson says it's not the only game day staple with a lower price.
Some of the real big favorites for Super Bowl are actually down from a year ago.
Wings are down nearly 3%. Avocados are also down, along with tortilla chips and frozen pizza.
While chicken wings are a bargain and cheaper avocados will keep your guac prices down, a colorful veggie tray is likely to cost more.
Cauliflower is up 4%. Cherry tomatoes and celery are both up about 2%. The most expensive food items this year will be beef and shrimp. So plan ahead if you're watching the game and your wallet. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Miami Beach.
And chips, they may cost a little bit less this year, but those onion-flavored dips and salsa are up. So keep that in mind when you're doing your shopping. All right, trending stories this morning from the drive-thru to fine dining. McDonald's is putting a luxury twist on a fan favorite just in time for Valentine's Day. The fast food giant is debuting its first ever McNugget Caviar Kits, pairing crispy chicken McNuggets with a premium caviar. The limited edition kits drop online February 10th, so we are just 6 days away now, and are free while supplies last. Each kit will include a tin of caviar, creme fraiche, a mother of pearl spoon, so fancy, and a gift card for McNuggets, so you can combine them all together.
Awesome.
I'm trying to figure out how, in my brain, how this would all taste together.
Yeah, I guess there's only one way to find out.
You gotta try it.
You gotta try it. I do like McNuggets.
You gotta order those online, though. We'll see. I don't know. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, we are getting up close and personal. Look at the life of grizzly bears. Yeah, check this out. Washington State University. I'm gonna cough here. Hold on.
Excuse you.
Researchers attached cameras to 12 grizzlies in Alaska's North Slope. They collected footage from May, August, and September of last year, catching images like a bear relaxing on the beach, foraging for some berries, coming face to face with a pack of wolves. The study aims to see how grizzlies survive in this extreme environment near the Arctic Ocean when they're not hibernating for 8 months of the year. Oh no, that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. I mean, those videos you see, excuse you.
I know, sorry.
It's all good. Those videos you see of like cat cams and dog cams, they're always so cool because especially when you're not home, you're just like, what do they do?
This is as close as I want to be to a grizzly bear.
Me too.
A camera.
Yes.
All right, artists Big Sean, Usher, and Sean Woodward have combined to invest $1 million in the Boys and Girls Club of Detroit. That's pretty cool. The facility's new location, Unveiled Innovation Hub, has state-of-the-art studios for media production, podcasting, and special effects. The purpose? To encourage the creativity of local youth to chart their future careers. Big Sean says one of the best investments I have truly ever made is the future of Detroit. That is pretty cool. And I love how it's all like kind of so forward thinking, like tech friendly, like where kids meet kids where they're at right now.
Oh, exactly. It's such a technological era that we're in, and right in my home state of Michigan.
Yeah, they'll love that. Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, he's all into the tech over here, trying to forecast the weather.
All the
today, all the time. Today, the weather's nice out there, a little chillier than we were yesterday, but don't get used to it. You're going to be in your shorts by the end of the week.
Exactly. Yeah, we got a big warm up on the way. We had some cooler air come through the area, and you can see the showers and thunderstorms off to the south. That's ahead of that cold front that just passed through right just off the coast there of southeast Texas. You got a little bit of shower and even a little bit of wintry mix just to the north. That will not be entering the area here. That will start to fizzle out as it continues to move to the south. But gorgeous clear skies basically. For the most part, just a few middle to upper level clouds, but otherwise a beautiful picture out there. Temperatures again on the chilly side in the low 40s in Tyler, also upper 30s is what it feels like with a north-northeast wind of 5 miles per hour. And across the area, I mean, it's just pretty chilly all across the area. 36 in Jefferson, 42 in Tyler, with 39 reported in Longview as well as Palestine, and 36 in Crockett so far this morning. It is a very chilly morning for sure, and we'll still be kind of on the chillier side for today, at least definitely compared to yesterday. Yesterday, Longview got to 70, Tyler got to 72, so we'll be a little bit chillier for today. Still pretty comfortable though, in the upper 50s. Clear skies, maybe a few upper level clouds, but no big deal. But tomorrow starts our big warm up into the 60s and way up into the upper 70s. By the time we get to Friday, more weather like that will be on the way through your Super Bowl Sunday. I'll show you the numbers coming up in your full forecast.
Thank you, Joel. Flu season not over yet. Cases are on the rise. Why it's happening and what you need to know coming up here on Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus. Minutes until 8 now. Flu activity has ticked back up slightly in the U.S. thanks to a very small increase in infections caused by influenza B. Ivan Rodriguez has more on the second peak of infections and what you should know.
If you thought flu season was over, think again.
We're actually seeing activity come back.
Dr. Caitlin Rivers with Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health says the country is seeing an increase in cases of flu B, primarily among children aged 5 through 17.
What we often see is that kids are the first to be affected by new trends, and then older age groups really start to see the effects. Flu B often becomes more common in the spring, so there's some of that going on, but I don't think it really explains the full rebound.
Rivers, who also writes about infectious disease trends in her Force of Infection Substack, says this pattern is similar to what the U.S. saw last year when flu climbed to a second peak in late February after initially falling. The recent winter storm across the country might also play a role.
I am hopeful, but not certain, that the severe winter weather that a lot of the country experienced over the last week will interrupt that expansion into other age groups, but we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Influenza B strains are a whole different family of viruses. Even if you've had the flu once this season, it's possible to get it again if you catch a different strain. The good news is this year's flu vaccine protects against 2 A strains and 1 B strain. So the shots should offer some protection against severe illness and hospitalization.
A majority of the deaths that we see from influenza are in older adults. So extra important if you are, say, over the age of 65, that you get your flu vaccine and that you're careful during flu season to protect yourself.
I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
Well, one of the things that I like to have when I'm not feeling well is soup.
Sounds good to me.
I don't know, it just like soothes your soul as you try to like stay hydrated and get over the hump, right?
Exactly.
Well,
Feels good.
today is National Homemade Soup Day, so we wanted to find out what kind of soup are you going to make for dinner if you're making soup for dinner, or maybe now you'll be inspired to make soup for dinner. We got to teach Joel how to make soup for dinner.
Yes, definitely going to learn. Definitely a chicken noodle.
That's where you'd go to.
Absolutely. I know you said it kind of reminds you of being sick, but man,
it does.
Even outside of being sick, it's still really, really good.
It soothes your soul. I mentioned tortilla soup. I also really love tomato basil soup. So good.
That's pretty good too. I've had that too. That's not bad.
So very good. Okay, people are talking about their favorite soups over on Facebook. Brandy says chicken tortilla or gumbo, if that counts as a soup. I'm sure. I love gumbo. It's so good.
Me too.
Let's see. People are giving me soups I've never heard of. Caldo de res sounds amazing. Alexa's going with vegetable chowder. Debbie says pasta e fagioli soup. And Tabitha says potato soup. Baked potato soup?
That's not bad.
So good.
Oh, it's good.
Are you inspired? Are you going to go home now and make soup? I think we should.
I feel warm just thinking about it.
My kids would say, Mom, stop with the soup. We've had enough.
Sounds good to me. It feels warm, and the weather is going to be feeling a little bit more warm. Maybe not quite soup weather. Well, you could still have it.
But today is soup weather.
Yeah, today could be. I mean, especially right now. Absolutely. We're going to be climbing in those temperatures over the next few days. Cooler temperatures for today, though. Upper 50s, low 60s, basically right on average for this time of year, if not just a couple degrees shy. Otherwise, still pretty comfortable. But again, we're going to be warming up into the next few days, and we will see a little bit of a return in that rain Tuesday into Wednesday. So in the meantime, we can enjoy some high pressure overhead, leaving us with plenty of sunshine. Again, there you go, 55 by noon, 57 by 4 o'clock. Sunshine overload here. Sunshine warning. If that was even a warning, I would definitely issue one for today and the next several days. 50s for today, pretty close to 60 across deep East Texas. And then we'll drop down into the low 30s for the start of your Thursday. And then here comes that temperature increase. We'll be back into the middle to upper 60s for Thursday afternoon. We'll drop down into the upper 30s to low 40s. So still some pretty chilly mornings ahead. But here is where it gets pretty warm. Middle to upper 70s by Friday. And we'll continue to see that into this weekend with a slight cool down because of a cold front into Saturday. But still pretty warm. 74 degrees still for the high on Saturday. Super Bowl Sunday, 78 degrees. 77 for Monday, brief cool down into Tuesday. We got some rain on the way Tuesday into Wednesday, but that won't hurt our temperatures too much. Temperatures still in the 70s, well above average for this time of year. And again, rainfall over the next 7 days. Really, this is going to be at the very tail end of the 7-day forecast here. Tuesday into Wednesday is when we can expect that next wave to come through, with some areas receiving a little over a tenth of an inch, maybe up to a quarter of an inch in some parts of the area. We'll keep you updated on that, but your 7-day forecast is absolutely gorgeous one. Lots of sunshine over the next few days here as we introduce some much warmer temperatures. 74 for Saturday, again 78 for Sunday. Next chance of rain Tuesday into Wednesday. We'll keep you posted.
Thank you, Joel. We're about to step away for a moment. We're going to break into our over-the-air broadcast with a news update, so stay with us on CBS 19 Plus. Good morning, y'all. I'm Dana Dixon. Thanks for being with us for this morning news update. A former Overton ISD coach is facing criminal charges in Rusk County following an incident involving a 7th grade student. 30-year-old Zachary Joseph Griffin Guidry was arrested last week and charged with injury to a child. Officials say the incident occurred January 14th during basketball practice at Overton High School. According to the arrest document, surveillance video shows Griffin Guidry grabbing the student's ear, twisting it, and forcing her head to the side. The video shows him walking across the court while still holding her ear, and the student was seen crying on camera. She later told her parents her ears burned and she was in pain. Superintendent Larry Calhoun confirmed that Griffin Guidry is no longer employed with the district. The student's parents asked authorities to press charges. Feral stray dogs have taken over Rusk County, and the issue has created serious safety concerns and placed an added strain on law enforcement, with one woman being attacked by a pack of dogs recently. Officials are now asking residents to report any sightings and to keep their distance. An East Texas family is grieving after a tragic ATV accident took the life of their 11-year-old son in Troop. Easton Roper passed away Friday night, just steps away from his home. Doyle and Amanda Roper say this is where he rode his four-wheeler every day. Doyle says Easton likely hit a hole, was thrown from the ATV, and it landed on top of him. When Easton didn't come home last Friday, his parents had a gut feeling something was wrong. Amanda later found him pinned beneath the four-wheeler.
And I think he's fixing to come back through that door just any minute. I'm going to see him walking out of them woods in a second, you know, and I ain't seen him yet.
The Ropers are now urging parents and children to prioritize safety, warning that even skilled riders aren't untouchable. The visitation for Easton will be Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. at Autry Funeral Home in Jacksonville. The funeral will be Friday at 2 at First Baptist Church of Mixon. I want to get over to Joel now, get an update on your forecast. Joel?
Yeah, forecast not looking too bad. Actually, well above average for this time of year. We're dealing with some cooler temperatures for today. Still right around average for this time of year. Pretty comfortable, but a big warm up is on the way into the next few days, and rain will eventually return Tuesday into Wednesday. But in the meantime, very dry and sunny conditions for the next few days. 50s for today. Will drop down into the low 30s by the time we get to Thursday morning, and then we'll make a run for the middle to upper 60s into Thursday afternoon, then down to the upper 30s to low 40s for the start of your Friday. And this is when temperatures get really warm. How about temperatures in the middle to upper 70s for Friday afternoon? And we're not going to be done just yet. Through the weekend, expecting temperatures in the 70s, 78 for the high on Friday. Also Super Bowl Sunday featuring a high of 78, 77 as we head into Monday. That's going to be ahead of our next rain system moving in Tuesday into Wednesday. We'll keep you posted through the week.
Before you go this morning, a shooting at Southwest Pines Apartments last night left one person hospitalized. The shooting happened shortly before 5:30 in Tyler. The suspect fled the scene, Police are still looking for that person. Right now, Tyler Police, they're asking anyone in this area to check their security cameras. And if you do have information, please call Tyler Police. Feral stray dogs have taken over Rusk County. The issue has created serious safety concerns and placed added strain on law enforcement, with one woman being attacked by a pack of dogs. Officials are now asking residents to report any sightings and to keep their distance. A bill has been passed ending the partial government shutdown yesterday. There are now less than 2 weeks to reach a deal over ICE reforms before DHS funding runs out. Let's get a final check of your weather as we get ready to head out on this Wednesday morning.
The one word I can just describe this forecast is warm. Very warm. That's 2 words though. Upper 70s by the time we get to Friday, and wow, Super Bowl Sunday. If you have any plans traveling, it's going to be great. Absolutely gorgeous for outdoor plans. 78 for the high on Sunday, and we're just going to keep stair-stepping our way up through the rest of this week, all the way up into the upper 70s. Would not be too terribly surprised to even see some 80s pop up on the map, and we're going to be pretty dry in the meantime until we get to Tuesday and Wednesday. That'll feature our next chance of rain. We'll keep you posted on the latest.
So if you like the chill in the air, enjoy today.
Exactly.
All right, before we go, some London commuters are in for a real pop of joy. London's iconic double-decker buses usually carry just passengers, but driver Ricky Reed has added a twist. Armed with a bubble gun, he spread smiles across the city, inside and outside the bus. What started 4 years ago with a simple bottle of bubbles has become a daily ritual, cheering commuters on, delighting passersby, and even earning him the nickname, Mr. Bubble Man.
He's armed but not dangerous.
That's right. Just got bubbles to make you smile. What is it about bubbles? Still, even though I'm a little older, not a child anymore, that makes me feel like a child.
It's so much fun, just seeing all the bubbles go everywhere and makes you feel young again.
A little joyful right there.
Oh, yeah.
All right, thanks so much for continuing your day here with us on Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus. Don't forget to catch the noon show, also coming up here and on CBS 19. And we've got the latest news, weather, and sports throughout the day. Have a great morning, and don't forget to join us at 5 a.m. dark and early.